You said that it was like the Battle of Badr and all of this stuff, and he was fighting he was robbing his mummy, his daddy, his brothers, his sisters. But you said you were like educated on the literature, but wasn't he an orphan?
Yes, he was an orphan.
So how did he rob his mum and dad?
He wasn't robbing his mum and dad literally. I wasn't being literal.
Oh, you were being
What I was
facetious.
doing was using an
I
allergy
got you.
to
I got you.
thank you. What I was doing was using an allergy to explain that in the Battle of Badr,
Hmm.
family was fighting against family.
Yeah.
Do you
Do you know?
understand the allergy
So
now?
did you also read on there that like the caravans that were stuff like whose stuff was on the caravans,
The
mate?
stuff that was on the caravans
Hmm.
was the people from Mecca,
Yeah.
the
What
tribe
stuff?
from
What
Mecca,
stuff? What
which
stuff?
was the tribe from Mecca, which was the Qurayshi tribe,
Right, but the stuff that was on the
and
caravans.
Muhammad. What tribe was Muhammad from?
Wait. Yeah, exactly. Quraysh. So what was on the caravans?
So are you trying to explain to me that because it was from the Qurayshi tribe and Muhammad was from Qurayshi, it was his belongings anyway? Hello, hello. We've lost you, Mister Fixed. You've become unfixed. We've lost you, Mister Fixed. I believe that you're trying to tell me that because he was from the Qurayshi tribe and the caravans were from the Qurayshi tribe, then that legally makes it his own property anyway. If that's the case, Mr. Fixed, and you can hear me, can you please answer why he went out to meet those caravans with a load of armed men
Yeah.
and they physically robbed the caravans
Hmm.
and unalived the
Absolutely.
people who were with the
Absolutely.
caravans?
Yeah. So what I said was, or what the reason I asked was whether you understood what the property on the caravans were, whose wealth was it, and the Quraysh was the leading tribe of the space of Mecca anyway. So, but I want to ask specifically whose property was on the caravans,
The Qurayshi tribe's property.
bro. So you're gonna fiddle around now. You're gonna fiddle
No,
around. Whose
the
specifically
caravans,
whose specific
the
property was it? Where did the property come from that they were attempting to transport outside? Stop fiddling, sir. I know it's one of your favorite things to do. Please answer the question.
I've
You've read the
answered it.
books.
I've
You've
answered
read
it.
the books,
Oh,
sir.
dear.
You read the books. Whose property was it?
Are you going to be quiet now?
When you answer a question, stop
I'm
fiddling,
trying
yeah?
to answer it, but you won't
Go on then.
allow me to because you keep speaking.
Go on
In
then.
order for me to answer the question, you need to keep this closed. Can you manage to do that?
I'll see if you answer the question, but yeah, sure.
Thank you. Now, I've answered it thousands of times already. The property was the Qurayshi tribe from Mecca. The caravans came from the Qurayshi
You're a
tribe
fiddler.
of. You're not keeping
Right.
this closed, are you?
Yeah, because you're not
You're
answering the
not keeping
question.
it closed, are
You're not
you?
answering the question. The
Yeah, I
question I
am
said
answering that. Yes, I am answering.
specifically, I said to you specifically who, right? Who specifically had whose wealth were they transporting? The Qurayshi tribe included lots of people, sir. Lots of people. They were the main leading tribe of Mecca. I'm asking you whose specific wealth were they targeting? And what's interesting is there were plenty of caravans that would go by. Why were they left alone, sir?
I'm finished.
Why were the other caravans
Have you
left
finished?
alone, but
Have you
specific ones
finished?
attacked?
Have
Okay, I'll
you
wait.
finished?
Okay, because you can't answer the question, I'll ask you it in a slightly different way. Why were some caravans of the quote unquote Qurayshi tribe left alone, and these ones attacked? Give me the difference.
Have you finished?
Did you understand my
I
question?
so hope you're finished
Go
because
for it,
you're
sir.
going to get dropped in about 5 seconds, my
Yeah, you
son.
do that every time because you're a coward. Go on, continue.
Now,
Run from me, sir.
the
Run
next
from me.
the next time you speak, before I've finished, you're going to get dropped. Okay? And then I'm going to speak and finish anyway without you interrupting me. Now, I've answered your question so many times, it's unreal. The caravans came from Mecca. They came from Mecca from the Qurayshi tribe. Muhammad, who was living in Medina because he got booted out by his own tribe because they laughed at him and joked that he was not a prophet, he was just an idiot, so they booted him out of Mecca. He went to Medina, where the Jews in Medina gave him accommodation and allowed him in, and he went there. And while he was at Medina, the caravans en route from where they were going from Mecca up to the north of Arabia passed by Medina. And they were from the Qurayshi tribe. And Muhammad went out with his warriors on horses and swords, unalived all of the caravans, unalived every single one of them, and took all of the property. So no, what you're trying to imply was it was nothing to do with Muhammad's property to begin with, because it came from Mecca and he was living in Medina. And when they booted him out, guess what? He took his property with him. Duh.
Except they
So
didn't.
it was nothing to do with him. He
Except
stole
they
it
didn't.
and he robbed it.
There you
That's
go.
why-
You have no. You know what's interesting?
Bye,
You,
bye.
you're
Bye,
a pussy.
bye, bye,
You're a pussy.
bye, bye.
You're gonna run.
Bye bye,
Don't run.
bye bye. I told you, sir. I gave you fair warning. If you interrupted me, you were going to get kicked down. And that was the third or fourth time you interrupted me. I sat and listened to you. Look, let me give you a clue of how I sat and listened to you. You see how I sat and listened to all your verbal diarrhea? And then I told you, because every time I kept trying to answer, you wouldn't allow me to. You kept over talking me. And I warned you. I said to you, Fixed, next time you open your gob before I've finished, I'll drop you. And guess what, Fixed? You opened your gob before I'd finished. Why? Because I was decimating you on one simple question. Egypt. Yeah, you wait your turn, Fixed, mate. You wait until you learn how to debate properly.
Yeah. No problem. I'll wait. You know what's really interesting is that, like, I've got loads of personas. I don't know if you know this. You know, like Jesus. Jesus has got like 3 different personas. I've got 3 different personas as well. And you know, like how Jesus was cast out by the Jews of his time and attacked by his people. And they called him not only an idiot, but a blasphemer. They called him all sorts. So I don't know why that is an attack on Muhammad. But what I was trying to say to you was, you didn't actually answer the question, did you?
Is this fixed?
You didn't answer the question, did you, though?
Yeah, I'm asking you a question now, mate. Is this fixed? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Fixed. Yeah, I know it was Snow. See how deceptive they are? He comes up with a completely different name to get back up, speaking his verbal diarrhea, and, you know, he doesn't actually even say nothing. I mean, all he does is say something about Jesus which wasn't true, you know, and then he goes, you know, well, I mean, it was true in what he was saying about the Jews rejecting him, yes, but the Jews didn't reject him because he was a false prophet. The Jews rejected him because he kept saying he was God. That's why the Jews rejected him. Muhammad didn't keep saying he was God, did he? No, he kept saying, I'm a prophet of God. And why did they reject him? Because he wasn't a prophet of God. And they knew he weren't a prophet of God. So that's why they rejected him and booted him out. And then what did he do? He went and robbed them. When did Jesus rob the Jews, mate? Come on then, Fixed. Put it in the chat. When did Jesus rob the Jews like Muhammad robbed his own mummy and daddy? Come on. Come on, Mal. Put it in the chat. See, you can't, can you? Idiot. Complete idiots they are. Forgive them, Lord, for they really don't know what they're saying or what they're doing. Really, they don't. I mean, I was going on to mention about the Battle of the Camel. I mentioned the Battle of Badr and the Battle of Yamama, and there was the Battle of the Camel, which was after Muhammad died, where Aisha took 10,000 men to go up against Ali and his 10,000 men. Again, Muslim against Muslim. What book from God teaches them to unalive all of the non-Muslims and then teaches them to unalive each other? 49:9 of the Quran. What book of God would ever say that? Unalive each other until everyone is unalived. Makes no sense. And yet this is what Muhammad did over and over and over. Muhammad did that. He unalived all the time. 27 wars in 20 years. Not to mention 80 odd other disputes. And then after that, as I say, it was just all out anarchy after that, after Muhammad died, because first there was Umar as the caliph. He lasted a few months before they unalived him, and Abu Bakr was the caliph. Or it might have been the other way round. Abu Bakr might have been the first one and Umar the second one. Either way, they didn't last months before they were unalived. Then Uthman was the caliph. Uthman, they unalived in the mosque. The bloke was inside the mosque praying, and they unalived him in the mosque. They literally ripped out all the hairs of his beard one by one. This is peaceful Islam for you. And that's why after the death of Muhammad, there were only 5 caliphs, because they only lasted a few months. They were unaliving them so quickly, none of them lasted more than a few months. And then after the 5th caliph, everyone was like, no, I don't want to be the caliph. No, I don't want to be the caliph. No, I don't want to be the caliph. Because none of them lasted more than a few months. And now none of them want to be a caliph, which is hardly surprising.
Have you took your blood pressure tablets, mate?
Yeah, I don't actually need any. So
Looks like you do, mate. Flipping hell, looks like you're having a right tantrum, do you, mate? You're right.
I think you'll find Muhammad needs them more than me. Now then,
Why are you being disrespectful like that for?
What?
So why are you being disrespectful like that?
What have I said that was disrespectful?
What you just said, what you just stated then.
What was that?
Have you got dementia as well?
No, not at all.
Well, you should know what you said about literally 10 seconds ago.
Tell me that me saying Muhammad needs blood pressure tablets is disrespectful.
Because you know it is. Come on, why are you acting stupid?
Why were you disrespectful to me then?
Because you're always disrespectful. Everybody, I've been listening to your life for the past hour.
No. Who was the first one? Who was the first one who mentioned blood pressure tablets?
You, mate, because it looks like you needed them. I'm not being.
Bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye-bye.
You can't take it, can you, mate? You can't.
I can't take the lies. You're right. The lies I cannot take. You came up here. You said blood pressure tablets, mate. Then as soon as I mentioned to you Muhammad needs them, that was disrespectful of me. How was that disrespectful of me, but it weren't disrespectful of you, you idiot? You see how slimy they all are? That's how slimy they all are. They always cry and play the innocent party all the time. Look at Manchester City airport attackers. They were crying, boo-hoo, we were attacked by the policemen. They kicked us in our head, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. And then the whole video came out and look what they did to the policeman before. Cry victim all the time. Look at Palestine and Israel and Gaza. They're crying now, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, Israel, genocide, boo-hoo. Yeah, and what did you do on October the 7th and 8th? You went into Israel, unalived, raped, and did disgusting things for 2 days. Oh, seriously. And they've been doing this for years. For years, they have been doing this. Ever since Muhammad's time. They're the ones who do, when he went and attacked the caravans from Qurayshi, and the Muslims came from Mecca to attack him, he was like, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, why are you coming to attack us? We haven't done nothing to you. Never mind the caravans that he robbed and unalived everyone on, you know what I mean? Oh, so sad. They go round